Hello. So, yeah, so there's I have contact with G-Wig because the focus is really bothering me. Yesterday I made 2 coils. Well, after testing gazillion years, and it worked fine, but I only used the middle part. And when I actually wanted to make a proper thing that I would be using, I noticed things were out of focus and not cutting the way I wished for. So by using a multiple extra passes, I managed to cut it or etch it. But I don't. That's not the way it's supposed to be. So I asked G-Wig to return the laser, because besides that, there is some wiggle in the, some wiggle, like a lot of wiggle in the tower. The tower is also crooked. And it's never ever focused everywhere. So, in the end, long story short, it's not working out. The 2 lasers to focus in were out of whack. And he told me to just whack them in place, which I'm not gonna whack those machines. I mean, no. So anyhow, the guy I was talking right now to will have a shipping label soon, and I can return it, which is really nice. And he understands the problem, or at least he said, well, if it's not working out, then I just send it back. So really nice. And I must say, the things I did make with it in the proper focus area were looking really good. So, and they're also the cheapest, so I don't know, it's just not what I opted for. I opted for 150 by 150 working area, and it's not workable for me. As I said before, I think it will be workable for many people, but not for me, because I want the whole 150, but at the same focus, not give or take. Anyhow, I have to pack it up on Monday, so what I'm gonna do is gonna try one more thing, because it's still here. I have the Mylar here with aluminium. I want to know if this Mylar, like the blue crappy shit, is hurt by the laser, and the only way I'm able to test it is without the aluminium. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of heat from the aluminium etching is going into the Mylar, but I want to know, just for all fibers, if the fiber is hurting the Mylar as well. If not, I can adjust settings and maybe hurt it less, I don't know. But this is the only time I can test this before I send it back. And that sounds a bit like, it doesn't sound good, but on the other hand, I expected something else. So, and I'll be using crap I would normally not use for etching, but the goal is to be left with only normally I would use copper sulfate, but this time I will using, I don't know if this is a good choice, but I'm using it. There you go. See ya. I'll grab another piece because I know I will run out. say, what are you doing? You're pouring it into the drain, but it's hardly anything. Really. So that's pour number 2. So I'm pretty sure I have to use multiple ones to test this. You can see if it was, if it had like, was it ferrochloride? Was it? Yeah, ferrochloride. On it, you would see it straight away. Also, I'm doing this in my kitchen. Nothing, so I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I don't recommend it. No. You can see it has a part here that is blank, so it has no glue on it. The rest has glue on it. So I'll try that, and then I can try and cut it, and hopefully it doesn't cut, because that's what we're looking for. We don't want to cut it. Yeah. I did make my first replacement unit, because this were the Hangelo DIY audio speakers that failed, or at least one of the tweeters did. I replaced them with the ones I made on the laser, and as you can see, the well, you cannot see, but they're really fine traces now, far finer than I did on my CNC, and well, they work. With a 24 dB per octave filter, which is rather steep, I can play them from 700 Hz. Pretty nice. Yeah, but they still sound weird. There's something, I don't know. I think the baffle is not helping. I think my elaborate weird baffle is not helping at all. Also, the woofer is a closed box, and it has a link width transform function in there, and I think it will screw up the delay, or at least, yeah, or phase. So according to what I measured, is that this one needs to be delayed more, or this one needs to delay far more and then reversed. It's kind of all over the place. It's not the way it's supposed to be. So something is weird. Yeah. So I will not be using the transfer function, I think, again. I think maybe port it or something. But at least things adding up the way it should be. Like 12 dB per octave filter, reverse one tweeter, for instance, etc. But now it's all over the place. It's kind of in between weird. They do sound, well, interesting, but weird. And we'll hit this Mylar with the same intensity I usually use for cutting. See what it does. Who knows? I'll close the door. Yeah, so that should be 15 passes. I didn't see it, but I can't imagine. Let's do another one. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it did leave a mark there. So I'll do another 10 passes with higher power, see how that goes. So that should be 10 passes with 65% of power. The fact it doesn't make any sound is a good sign. So it did leave a mark. Hardly visible. So this is the 55%. Okay, not breaking. This is 65. And it broke. Then again, here we have 0. Can we break the 55? And did it break on the seam? It did. But I must admit, that took way more than I... Yeah, while the regular Mylar is not able... I cannot break it. This is the 65? No, 55. Yeah, so I don't... The blue Mylar itself with 55% power and what was it, 20 passes, is very hard to break. Well, the regular Mylar, like without any passes on it, well, it's also possible to break, but I don't know. It might be, yeah, it's not a huge difference. I don't think that's a problem. Okay, let's do a insane amount of power and multiple passes. See if that's really easy to break. If so, it will impact the Mylar just by lasering it, but I think most of it is coming from the aluminium being, you know, removed. It also introduces a lot of heat to the Mylar. So that should be 20 passes. And I do see a rectangular, so it did hurt the Mylar, but I don't think it likes that very much. Then again, yeah, you can see, oh, that cut cleanly. There's your square. So it does hurt the Mylar if you go 20% more power than I normally use, and I do not use 20 passes on just the Mylar. So it does hurt it. It's not completely transparent for the laser. But I must say, it's far less worse than I thought it would be. Now, it's a combination of both, but I think. So, if you... And that's why I returned this laser on Monday. Since part of it is out of focus of the 150-150 cutting perimeter. It doesn't cut the aluminium, and I can add 10, 12 more passes and it will cut it. But as you can see here, it will hurt the Mylar that is already exposed. So that's why I returned the laser, because I need a I need a focus that is consistent all over the place I use it in. Because the 55 power 20 passes or even the 65 10 passes were really strong. It was really hard to break. While the 70% 10 passes, was it 10? I don't know, will hurt the Mylar, and I could get, you know, rip away a square from it. So if the focus is not correct all over the place, I have to add multiple more passes to cut the aluminium or etch away the aluminium to not be shorted out, and it will hurt the Mylar. So it's a really small room I have to play with. And in this case, this lens, or I don't know what it is, but it's not capable of having a very even focus to do what I want. Oh man, my fingers smell like etching stuff. Well, anyhow, so yeah, that was a good test. Now this is the blue foil. I can imagine the completely transparent foil does a little bit better. I'm not sure if I want to try this right now. Maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Anyhow, the blue one will be hurt by multiple passes directly on the foil. At far higher power levels I used to etch away the aluminium. The rest of the problems to like make it weaker is probably the heat introduced by etching away the aluminium itself. But yeah, the way I use it, I'm not even sure if that's a problem, but very interesting. I should do the transparent one tomorrow. Maybe that's hurt even less because it's not. It doesn't. This laser does not like to cut transparent materials, and this is blue. So this might have a benefit of cutting it, or at least sort of cutting it, at least hurting it or heating it up more than I want. So I guess the transparent one might be working out. I'll try that tomorrow, but I have to etch away all the aluminium again from the transparent version. Cool. So this is what I wanted to know, and I'll do the transparent one tomorrow because on Monday I'll return the laser. And let's be honest, the laser does what it's supposed to do, I think, when you're just using it the way it's meant to be used, and not in my application. I need very low tolerances on heat introduced to the foils, etc. And that's not going to work if a part of it is out of focus. See you later. Bye bye.